Okay, as you're aware, last year we witnessed about two coup d'etats. In fact, three actually, but one was foiled. That was in Guinea-Bissau, but that of the Guinea-Conakry and Burkina Faso was held, and there was a change of government, and because of that, these two countries, including Mali, which happened in the previous year, and that was in 2020, um, were suspended from ECOWAS institutions, which means they were suspended also from the ECOWAS parliament. So they were not part of our meeting, and that has also reduced the number of countries that are represented in the ECOWAS community parliament. The main agenda was for us as parliamentarians to see how best we can promote peace and security within our sub-region as a community of people. And also we look at our borders that has been closed. Some borders have been closed for some time now. How can we open those borders so that there can be integration now that the COVID is almost over and we are moving on to um, development and economic development? We need to have our borders closed so that there will be fuller integration. Uh, but our major concern has to do with the insecurity in the region. There were two issues actually. One has to do with governance issues. Governance issues in the sense that there has been bad governance in the region, sub-region. If you take Guinea, for instance, Guinea, where the capital is Conakry, for instance, the reason why there was coup d'etat was as a result of bad governance, to the extent that the president has to change their constitution to allow him to continue to run even after his term of office, has elapsed. And so that created problem for citizens that they will not allow him to continue to entrench himself upon the people. And so there was a coup d'etat. Now, when it comes to Burkina Faso, Burkina Faso and Mali had issues with the insurgents, especially our brothers and sisters who went to fight the war or who were part of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi's army, the Tuareg rebel uh, from the Sahel region. After the Muammar Gaddafi's regime had been toppled, these people do not have any work, so they moved down to the west from the north. They were moving down to the north, the west, and majority of them, or most of them, were from these our communities, West African region. And so, coming with ammunitions, coming with weapons, they also want to have. They've tasted power before, and they want to take over. And so, in Burkina Faso, for instance, there was a coup d'état as a result of the army fighting the Tuareg rebels or fighting those who were coming from the Sahel region. And so fighting them means that their army needs to be well equipped, and the armies were not well equipped. And these guys had better ammunition than them. And so they fought, and it got to a point where even the presidency in Burkina Faso was not able to support the army, or the country was not able to support them. So the army took over. They toppled the government because of that. The same thing applies in Mali as well. And so there were two things that we look at: governance issue, and then the the insurgents coming from the Sahel region or from the northern part of Africa. And so we have come to a conclusion that Parliament will have to sit up as a community, even though we don't have the powers. We are more or less an advisory Parliament, and to talk to our heads of state. And so we've sent what we call memorandum of understanding. We send also a communique. We have also sent a motion to them that this is what we have observed, and therefore they need to sit up as a community heads of state to bring peace to the region. And we also submitted that when they are sending eminent personnel to this country, because we have parliamentarians being there, they should also add us. So that when we go, we can meet some of our colleagues who also know the dynamics of the country and know what is going on in this country. They'll give us a feedback, and based on that feedback, we'll be able to advise the heads of state. And if they go as heads of state or eminent persons from their community, and they go to meet people without members of parliament who were elected by the people, you may not have the fuller understanding of the issues in the sub-region. Having said that, one of our eminent personnel who spoke or who delivered a speech is Professor Kwesi Enin from Ghana, and he has warned us that he was expecting, he predicted uh, 3 coup d'etats last year, but before June next year, there will be another coup d'etat. In fact, 2 coup d'etats. Yes, 2 or 3 coup d'etats before June 2003. And therefore, he's expecting us to make, we should take, a step to prevent those coup d'etats. Or if we allow it, then it means that additional three ECOWAS countries will be, will have coup d'etats and their government will be toppled. And so, what do we do as a community? Because I even contributed and I said that yes, indeed, he said this last year when he was interviewed on Joy. And yes, indeed, he said there were going to be 3 coup d'etats. But that was Mali one. After that, we had two. And the third one was Guinea, no, Guinea Bissau, which was toppled. So if there's anything for us to do, we should listen to Professor Enin very well, who has done his research. And so, yes, indeed, we have three lingering countries that there will be possibility of a coup d'etat in the ECOWAS region. And